Each year, there are hundreds of Bigfoot sightings across the country. Some people devote their lives to the pursuit of the creature. Could we be hearing more evidence of Bigfoot talking in Boyd's recordings?
Deep in the wild forests of North America, the legend of Sasquatch continues to amaze and confuse us. This creature, hiding in the shadows, represents the mysteries that nature keeps hidden. Could new evidence finally reveal the truth about this mysterious creature? With every new clue, we get closer to solving this ancient puzzle. Get ready as we dive into the dark woods to uncover secrets that have been hidden for a long, long time. The strange shadows. In the middle of all this uncertainty, Tony Harris, the exciting host of The Proof Is Out There, leads the search to prove that Bigfoot is real. Tony and his brave team are driven by a powerful desire to solve some of the world's biggest mysteries. They travel all over looking for the evidence that could finally tell us if Sasquatch is real. But as they explore the deep, dark forest, will they find more than just footprints? Stay with us because the line between fact and myth is about to blur, and you won't believe what they uncover next. Tony's quest for veracity has allied him with individuals like Stacy Brown Jr., a researcher and filmmaker from Crawfordville, Florida. Influenced by his father, Stacy's fascination with the inexplicable began early. Together, they indulged in pursuits they termed Bigfooting, which transcended mere pastimes to become explorations of discovery. One particular outing remains vivid in Stacy's memory, sparked by a spontaneous call from his father to embark on an immediate Bigfooting adventure. These excursions not only deepened Stacy's interest in Bigfoot, but also strengthened his bond with his father through the thrill of their discoveries. Raised in a small community, Stacy brought a distinct perspective to the folklore surrounding these enigmatic beings. His forays into the wilderness signified the start of a transformative journey. Stacy's innate bond with nature, away from urban clamor, endowed him with unique skills and insights that might aid in uncovering the creature reputed to dwell there. Yet no level of preparedness could fully brace Stacy and his father for their encounter one summer day in 2012. That day was fraught with tension. Stacy's calm was perhaps aided by the absence of his father's new thermal camera. Its potential breakdown could have caused panic. Then unexpectedly, his father, a retired Army Ranger, inquired if Stacy had brought his gun, a query never posed before on their outings. This sudden question, coupled with his father's apparent concern, deeply unsettled Stacy. Yet the intense moments of their wilderness adventures only fueled their zeal for unraveling the truth about legendary entities like Bigfoot. Each foray into the forest was more than a search. It was a voyage into the essence of human curiosity, delving into the folklore that has captivated generations. These experiences were not solely about pursuing Bigfoot. They embodied personal growth, discovery, and a universal desire to engage with the world's mysteries. Their experience was not merely frightening for Stacy and his father, it also ignited a profound curiosity. Despite the terror, they safely returned to their vehicle, their attention captured by the thermal footage they had secured. It hinted that they might have captured Bigfoot on film. Overwhelmed by the possibility, Stacy insisted, "We have to go back," eager to verify their sighting. The following morning, they ventured out again despite the chill. They entered a forest notorious for sightings of a Bigfoot-like creature, armed only with a camera. As they penetrated deeper, surrounded by fog and towering trees that obscured the light, their shaky camera captured what appeared to be Bigfoot. As dusk fell, the surrounding sights and sounds began to challenge their preconceptions. Stacy was nearly overcome with excitement, his heart pounding from the thrill of their discovery. His father, more reserved, suggested, "I think we should head back." But Stacy, convinced of the significance of their find, was determined to explore further. Upon returning home, Stacy showed me the footage. "Can you believe we're just walking away after possibly seeing Bigfoot?" he asked, his eyes alight with excitement and disbelief. His father, quietly sitting in the truck, seemed less enthused. "If you're that intrigued, maybe you should return alone," he remarked, reluctant to revisit the forest. Frustrated, yet fearful of going alone, Stacy decided to share the footage with Cliff Barackman, a renowned Bigfoot researcher. Cliff, thrilled by the potential breakthrough, planned a detailed expedition into the area, eager to gather more conclusive evidence of Bigfoot's existence. Stacy was relieved and excited that someone with experience was leading the investigation, realizing the magnitude of what they had stumbled upon. But this wasn't the sole mysterious event to captivate public attention. Let's turn now to another fascinating incident from the summer of 2019 involving Doug Teague. Doug and his dog Daisy had ventured into the woods near his home in Hickory, North Carolina for a casual stroll. What began as a routine walk quickly transformed into an extraordinary encounter. As Doug enjoyed the tranquility of the forest, he came across something astonishing. He had his phone with him and managed to record a video of a large, shadowy figure he believed to be Bigfoot. The footage showed the figure moving between the trees. While details were hard to discern, the presence of something unusual was undeniable. Doug, visibly shaken, hurried Daisy out of the area. Their adventure didn't end with their hasty exit from the woods. Once home and more composed, Doug recounted the encounter. He described the creature as large and dark with a shiny, silver-like appearance akin to an 8-foot-tall gorilla. This matched what he had captured on his phone, though the video's low quality made it difficult for others to confirm what Doug had seen. While a shape was visible, confirming it as Bigfoot was challenging. Doug also noted that the creature had been more active before he began recording. Initially, he heard noises he attributed to a woodpecker, which hinted at the creature's presence before he even spotted it. But Doug's experience with the unknown, like Stacy's, underscored the blend of fear and excitement that accompanies these mysterious sightings. The unknown is daunting, yet it propels people to delve deeper, seeking answers to enduring human questions. As Stacy and his father considered Daisy's quiet demeanor, they readied themselves to venture further into the enigmatic forest. Tossing strange stones. The tension escalated when Doug unexpectedly noticed a rock hurtling towards him, a phenomenon often associated with Bigfoot. This startling incident, coupled with the footage Doug obtained, added another layer to the enduring enigma of Bigfoot's existence. Although not conclusive, Doug's encounter intensified the ongoing interest and debate surrounding this mythical creature. Following this occurrence, Doug began to hear loud, clear grunts close by. Something was definitely out there in the woods, but whether it was the legendary being many speculated about remained uncertain. Doug proceeded with increased caution, aware that convincing experts like Cliff Barackman that these were mere natural sounds would be challenging. In the forests of North Carolina, where Cliff is a seasoned investigator, Bigfoot sightings are not rare, with accounts stretching back to the 1800s. This event reminded another researcher, Ken Gart, of a local tale about a Bigfoot known as Nye, which had been spotted several times near the area Doug was exploring. The combination of Doug's video and physical evidence, such as footprints, left the researchers with numerous unanswered questions and a heightened resolve to delve deeper into the forest's secrets. Tales of Bigfoot have consistently ignited a blend of intrigue and skepticism. From the dense forests of the Pacific Northwest to the serene woodlands of North Carolina, numerous individuals have reported seeing something extraordinary they believe to be Bigfoot. These reports vary from fleeting glimpses of shadowy figures to detailed observations of a creature that moves swiftly and stealthily, often leaving behind footprints or other indications of its presence. Researchers like Cliff Barackman and Ken Gart have devoted their careers to compiling these sightings, seeking patterns or new evidence that might elucidate these mysterious entities. While the scientific community remains split, public fascination with Bigfoot continues to grow with each new sighting and the hope that someday irrefutable evidence will emerge. For many enthusiasts, the quest for Bigfoot represents more than just the collection of evidence. It symbolizes a deeper engagement with the wild and mysterious aspects of our planet. It's about the excitement of the pursuit and the potential to make a truly groundbreaking discovery. Regardless of whether Bigfoot exists or not, the stories and explorations persist, inspiring future generations to investigate and connect with the enigmas of nature. Yet this was not the end of challenges for Doug. Driven by curiosity and a strong desire for answers, he set up his equipment, hopeful to capture any signs of Bigfoot. His efforts were rewarded when he not only obtained more video evidence, but also discovered footprints left by something in the forest during a hot summer day. This evidence thrilled Cliff, who was particularly interested in gathering physical traces. Cliff examined the footprints closely, comparing them with other verified samples, and found them remarkably similar. These new findings seemed to steer their research in a fresh and exciting direction. Tony, another team member, thought Doug's video was somewhat unclear, but he found the footprints quite compelling. However, he cautioned the team to remain vigilant, reminding them that the field is rife with hoaxes, including counterfeit footprints designed to deceive. Yet this wasn't the conclusion of the twists in their story. Intrigued by their findings, Tony and his team decided to present their evidence to Kathy Strain, a well-respected expert in the field. They hoped she could offer further insights and possibly confirm the existence of the mysterious creature they believed they had encountered. When Kathy, a seasoned anthropologist, inspected the footprint mold Doug had provided, she was impressed by its authenticity. The distinct outline of the toes led her to speculate that these prints might belong to a large, unidentified species residing in the forest. This revelation bolstered her belief that Doug's sighting could be authentic. Conversely, Lucy Eckersley, the team's wildlife biologist, remained skeptical. She was particularly intrigued by the spacing between the footprints. Each one was 6 feet apart, indicating a very large animal. However, Lucy required more evidence before she could accept that they had encountered something extraordinary. Her scientific mindset demanded substantial proof to support such a claim. This was merely the beginning of their challenges. As the team continued their research in the forest, spending several days amidst its tranquility, every minor clue they uncovered seemed to complicate matters further. Each new discovery raised more questions than answers. The peaceful forest appeared to conceal something, and every rustle in the bushes made the team feel as if they were on the verge of a significant breakthrough. The differing perspectives between Kathy and Lucy created a dynamic tension within the group. Kathy was quick to believe they had discovered a new large animal based solely on the footprint. In contrast, Lucy's insistence on additional evidence kept their investigation firmly grounded in scientific rigor. This balance of belief and skepticism prompted them to scrutinize each piece of evidence thoroughly, blending curiosity with cautious analysis. Yet this was not the most astonishing development. In the days that followed, the team found additional footprints and signs of movement in the forest, prompting them to consider how such a large animal could impact the environment. Their research shifted from merely proving or disproving Bigfoot's existence to understanding more about the hidden life of the forest. They were uncovering stories about the forest itself, where every leaf and shadow seemed to tell a story. Among the evidence were footprints so large that they suggested the animal could be about 15 feet tall, based on the stride length. While it was unclear how large the animal in Doug's video was, the size of these footprints implied that it might have been the one that left them. Lucy's meticulous observations led them to reconsider their initial conclusions. During their discussions, Lucy noted something peculiar in the video. Doug's dog Daisy didn't make any noise during the encounter. Typically, a dog would bark or react to a large, unfamiliar animal, but Daisy remained silent. This unusual behavior raised questions about the nature of the creature they were dealing with. Was it indeed Bigfoot, or could it have been a large bear, as some speculated? However, Doug dismissed the notion that it was a bear. He explained how the creature threw rocks, a behavior not typical of bears, as they lack opposable thumbs. Lucy speculated it might be a silverback gorilla, given its appearance and ability to throw objects. But this theory had a flaw. Silverback gorillas are not native to the area where Doug recorded, complicating the identification of the creature. This confusion led the team to ponder if they might have discovered an entirely new type of animal. Daisy's calm demeanor suggested that the creature's scent was unfamiliar, yet not threatening, leading them to consider it could be an undiscovered species, possibly even a genuine Sasquatch, distinct from any known animal or human. Then Lucy proposed another possibility. What if it was all a hoax? Perhaps someone had donned a costume to fool those who believe in Bigfoot, a prank not unheard of in their field. Despite scrutinizing the video and other evidence, Doug, Kathy, and Lucy remained uncertain if they had captured authentic footage of Bigfoot. Tony, another team member, also reviewed the evidence, focusing particularly on the footprint mold. His skepticism grew as he considered the low-quality video and ambiguous physical evidence, leading him to suspect it might have been a staged hoax, possibly showing a person dressed as Bigfoot. This realization dampened their enthusiasm and cast doubt on the authenticity of other similar sightings. But this was not the end of their journey. The doubts compelled them to seek more robust, undeniable proof. They realized they might need to restart their investigation to find something more conclusive. While this was disheartening for those eager to believe, it did not entirely dismiss the possibility that Doug had encountered the legendary Bigfoot. Next, we dive into a 1971 adventure in the Sierra Nevada mountains that captured sounds which still echo through the debate on Bigfoot's existence. The 1971 Sierra Expedition. In 1971, Al Berry and his friend Ron Moorhead set out on a trip to the Sierra Nevada mountains in California. Reports drew them from a group of hunters who had heard some very strange sounds. Curious and intrigued, Berry and Moorhead decided to investigate. What they captured on their microphone would later become known as the Sierra Sounds. These recordings feature deep grunts, loud howls, and other noises that some people believe could be from a creature like Bigfoot. The first recordings they captured were intense and even a little scary. The creatures making these sounds didn't come close to the men, leaving them unsure of what the animals wanted. Ron later shared that he responded to the sounds, claiming to have interacted with the creatures. He described this experience as one of the most unusual encounters he had ever had. Field researcher Cliff Barackman considers the Sierra Sounds to be the best evidence of Bigfoot vocalizations. He mentioned that many people he has spoken to reported hearing similar sounds, which adds to the credibility of these recordings. The noises ranged from deep growls and loud whoops to sequences that sounded almost like a form of language. A retired Navy cryptolinguist even analyzed the sounds and found repeating patterns, which might suggest that the creatures, if real, could be communicating with each other. However, not everyone is convinced. Skepticism persists because Bigfoot vocalizations can be easily faked or misidentified. This uncertainty means experts need to approach these recordings with caution. Zoologist Roxy Furman noted that no known primates native to California could make such sounds. The volume and depth of the sounds suggest they were made by a large animal, which adds another layer of mystery. Sound ecologist Dr. Ben Gottesman took a closer look at the recordings and identified three distinct types of sounds: a guttural sound, a whooping sound, and what seemed like chattering. The variety and complexity of these sounds suggest a significant vocal range, something that is unlikely to belong to any known animal in North America. To explore further, the team compared these recordings to the sounds of known large animals like elk and black bears. The elk's bugling didn't match as it had longer tonal signals. The black bear's sounds, while somewhat similar in frequency, didn't have the complexity or shape of the Sierra Sounds. Dr. Gottesman also ruled out smaller animals because they simply don't have the lung capacity to produce such loud and deep calls. But this wasn't the most surprising part. Dr. Gottesman's analysis raised further questions about the remarkable variety of sounds if they were all made by a single species. He found it unlikely that humans could mimic these sounds without harming their vocal cords, especially considering how quickly the tones shifted from high to low. In the end, Dr. Gottesman concluded that these recordings might indeed be the authentic sounds of Bigfoot. The remote location where the recordings were made and the unlikelihood of any human or known animal producing these sounds make this a compelling possibility. Scientists and linguists who have studied the Sierra Sounds point to them as possible evidence of communication between multiple Bigfoots, as well as between the creatures and the men who recorded them. Still, the debate is far from settled. Despite the technical analysis and expert opinions, questions remain. The recordings from the Sierra Nevada continue to be a fascinating piece of the ongoing mystery surrounding Bigfoot. They offer a rare auditory glimpse into what might be the calls of an unknown creature, adding another layer to the legend and the continued fascination with these mysterious beings. Could these mysterious recordings finally be proof of Bigfoot's existence, or are we just hearing what we want to believe? Like, comment, and subscribe for more.